Have you ever wondered why you spray perfume at first and you don't just like the scent? But give it 5 to 10 minutes, you notice that you're beginning to love the same fragrance that you never loved at the initial stage. Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Construct Luxury Fragrances. My name is Precious Raphael, and on today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 main notes of a fragrance. Every bottle of perfume you buy, every bottle of perfume you purchase contains 3 notes. But before going into that, I want to explain to you, or I want to define to you, what a perfume note means. A perfume note is that smell or fragrance that you perceive immediately you spray your perfume. Let me take that again. A perfume note is that smell or scent that you perceive immediately you spray your fragrance. Take for instance, currently there's this new release from the Perfume de Mali brand called the Platin. A perfume like this is a good example, all right? And this is a new release. You've never tried it before. You've never used it before at all. So that reaction you get when you spray a newly perfume you're not used to, that reaction you get is what we call a fragrance note. That is a fragrance note at work. Most times when you spray your perfume, mostly and especially the fragrance you've never used before, that is when you react like this. You spray it and sometimes you might like it and sometimes you might not like it. There have been scenarios where a person will spray a perfume. At the initial stage, they love it. But over the time, they just notice that I'm no longer liking it. That time you sprayed it at first, I liked it, but over the time, I don't just like it anymore. Can you give me something else? Whereas there are some people that when they spray the perfume at first, they don't like it, but over time they begin to like it. Now, different characteristics of the settled down stages of a fragrance come into play because the fragrance notes differs. So let's take that definition again. We say a fragrance note is that smell or scent that you perceive immediately you spray your perfume. The first one we have is the top notes. The top note of a fragrance is that scent or smell that you perceive immediately you spray your perfume. It is the top note that sometimes you like from the beginning and sometimes you don't like it. Then the second one is the middle note, which is the heart note. The middle note is that scent that emerges after the top note has faded away. The top note usually lasts within 10 to 15 minutes and the middle notes last within 15 to 30 minutes. Then we have the base note, which is the dry down note. The dry down note of a fragrance is that scent that lingers on and on for several hours. You know, they've been this experience that when you spray your perfume, a good perfume with a good concentration. On this channel, we've talked about fragrances, we've talked about perfume, we talked about ingredients, because most of the things that comes into play into those perfumes are those ingredients they are made of. Some of the perfume contains flora, citrus, and amber, and these ambers are usually and commonly found in the dry down notes of a fragrance. So we've talked about that. If you haven't seen those videos, I will implore you to please go watch those videos so you understand this whole thing I just explained now. All right, now in the base note of a perfume, which is a dry down note, they lingers for hours, and sometimes when you wear your fragrance and you notice that people are still commenting on it and you'll be like, I wore this perfume since 4 8 hours ago and I'm still perceiving it. Then that is the dry down notes coming into play. That is the dry down notes you're perceiving, and they are usually woody, amber, and animalic. All right, so let me take all of that again. In this video, we define a fragrance note, and we say a fragrance note is that scent or smell you perceive at the initial stage or you perceive immediately that you sprayed your perfume. And the first one is the top notes, we have the base notes, and then we'll have the dry down notes. That will be the end of today's video. I'll see you guys on our next video next week Friday. So if you haven't subscribed to this video, now will be the right time to please do well. Also go and watch our previous videos so you have a better understanding of this channel. All right, please do well to subscribe, like, share to your friends, share to your lovers, share to everybody you know that loves the perfume so that they can also have a good and better understanding of fragrance just like you are doing now. See you on our next video. Bye.